I said this to somebody before, and they told me how they wanted to know if black men are jealous of other races of men. And this is something that I said years ago. So I said here in the video. Okay, let me break it down, right? So somebody was like, hey, you jealous of white men, Asian men, Latino men, and everything else, right? And I said, yeah, I am jealous. And I broke it down into variations. Okay. I am jealous that Latino men can have wives when they're janitors, when they pick up dog shit, when they cleaning basements, cleaning dishes. Ditches. They can have some of the most warehouse jobs. I am jealous that a Mexican can keep his woman in check without no money, without being tall, and with his wife being round the cartels, without his wife going and having sex with a cartel member. I am jealous that I have women who want us to buy them out of their dysfunction. But the fact is, Mexican women, they face thugs and violence every day and they stay the course. I am jealous that Mexican men have better women than the women here. Because once they take them from the Mexican life or Mexico and they come to America, they still have those values. They still know what it's like to not have food. They still know what it's like to have this and not have this and this and that. They stay humble. I am jealous of that. I am jealous of the fact that that Mexican doesn't have to be 6 foot tall and have a good looking wife. I am jealous that the Mexican could ask for sex every single night, any type of sex, and his wife still gives it to him. But we have fat, overweight women here who won't do something for a so-called man who at the level. I am jealous. I am jealous that an Asian doesn't have to bring his A game in the bedroom to have sex, but he can have a family and a loyal woman that won't cheat on him at a higher percentage. I am jealous that they have a family structure that that is unwavering even in the middle of America. I am jealous that a group of women don't let a group of culturally strong women don't let their being in America affects them. I am jealous that the Arab guy is told to get that money while his wife stays in bed and cooks for him and she doesn't spend all his money up. I am jealous that the fact is that white men can dress anyhow they want because society think they all the same or all high value men no matter how they look. I am jealous that no one bothers an Asian person who wants to start his own culture. No one bothers a Latino person who wants to start their own culture. No one bothers the Arab guys who don't want to start their own culture. But the minute a black man wants to start a culture of something good and positive, he gets rained down on. I am jealous. I am jealous that the fact is the line of men who are so-called not attractive have a line of women that better looking than the women that are in the category that I want. I am jealous that other races of men have better nerds. I am jealous that other races of men have better looking normal women. I am jealous that every other races of men have better looking fives than us. I am jealous that the women know how to dress up without spending a whole lot of money. I am jealous that a man the other races of men can make $30,000, $40,000, even $20,000 and still have a girlfriend or a wife. I am jealous that I am jealous that what the I am jealous that the men are not other races of men don't have to be entertaining just to get women. I am jealous that the ugly men are not told they have to do more. I am jealous that other races of men don't have to have a big giant C word down in their pants in order to get women. I am jealous that the fact is that these men can control their situation better than the men in the West, and they have no money, nothing to bargain with, and they still have control of it. I am jealous that you can't chastise cheaters. I am jealous that you can't kick out women who disrespect you and do all this. I am jealous that the fact is that the men can create what they want to create without being interrupted. I am jealous that the fact is that other races of men have better older men than than black men. I am jealous that other races of women have better older women than the women in America or the women in the black culture. I am jealous that other races know how to spend their money where they know how to spend it at. I am jealous that other races put more on academics than trying to be a football player, a basketball player, anything else like that. I am jealous that every other race can be humble about themselves, but black men have to be so egotistical. I am jealous that whoa. I am jealous that when a man takes his life, a woman follows him. I am jealous that women of other races are more loyal to their men than the women we have here. If a man dies that she loved very dearly, we had that 50 years ago. But if you go overseas in the so-called third world countries, a woman lost her husband to violence, she never touch a man again. If or she'll follow him. If a man took his own life, she follows him. Like this story right here. Whereas a Florida deputy couple who committed seppuku, this is what they look like. They took their own life. The guy took his own life, tried to take his own life, and the woman took her life about 3 days after he did. We don't have women like that. I am jealous that the women of other races have family members who deal out justice to women who cheat on their brothers, their uncles, their nephews. I am jealous that the sisters and the mothers and the aunts are fighting for their men if they're done wrong by women outside of the family. I am jealous that the women of other cultures will beat the crap out of, and stand up for their men. I am jealous that other races of women will fight over nerds. I am jealous that women of other races will literally go and do some very, very bad things to fight for the best men. I am jealous that other races of men can dress kind of how they want. I am jealous that other races of men have people to go to for help and within their own culture that they can trust. So, I broke it down. Yes, I am jealous of other races of men. Not for the things you say, not for the things that everybody will talk about, but the fact is, They might not be perfect, but there's a reason why black men go overseas and don't go to New York, and or black men don't go to Florida, because the fact is, most black men, most black men who are good and who don't want to be quote unquote players, they would rather have intimate sex with their wife or their girlfriend or a woman that they care about than to have sex with 5, 6, 7 women, because they know what that bullshit leads to. The pump and dump lifestyle, being here, being out, being an old ass dude, 50 something years old, getting a woman in her 30s, but you still making books acting like you did something, or destroying families in the 50s and the 60s, or the 50s or the 70s and the 80s, but then want to talk about dudes not wanting to be in relationships now. Other races of men have better older men to look up to. Other races of women have better looking or better older women to look up to. I have many stories of men who got cheated on, and these women come out in droves for the men in their family to stand up for them. Where women got their head shaved off for cheating on their sons and their brothers and their nephews, or they just dog beat the crap out of, like, what about boom boom boom? Why you cheating on them? Boom boom boom. You could have left them. Boom 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 boom. But over here, they let us flail. The women don't stand up for the men over here. Because if they did, they will be going after all the women who cheat. But hey. There are a 1% of women who do care about the culture. I am jealous of Japanese men who are able to walk away from a whole society of women and nobody in that society makes fun of them. I am jealous that even with feminism in Japan, they still have a set of rules that they follow. I am jealous of that. I am jealous of the fact that a group of women, other races of women, created a site called she'sahomerecord.com. It might have been a man or a woman, but she'sahomerecord.com is created for a woman. Now, this site is mainly for people who cheat and who sleep with married women, and women sleep with married women, and men who sleep with married women and men with girlfriends. And this is for women who sleep with married men and who have girlfriends and they knowing it. Now let's talk right here. This guy's Austin Harkin. He's an online predator who cares about sex. He is on several dating sessions looking to hook up. Only wants sex. Is honestly all he will care about. If there's a decent girl with a head on his shoulders, blah blah blah. Right? Okay. This is a woman on the real tell all the lies to make people feel bad about her. This girl is a fake. One day she's gay and the next she's not. She claimed every guy will rape her. She lied about being pregnant. She lied about being abused by every guy where she went. She even shamed the church for expecting her for being gay. They passed her in some trouble. Then she gets a boyfriend. She's a horrible person. She sells her body for money. Don't trust this woman. Based on what she wrote on social media, how she loves to ruin people money financially, men who cares about coming off this vile women. This is in Texas. I'm gonna vow to know the truth. Okay, Heather Minzens knew he was married and had 2 kids. She knew of me. She got a gang banged by my co-workers at a hotel for 4 men, and only fingered. My ex said he only fingered her and grabbed her, dirty talking to her, then invited her to his room a few weeks. She said she asked him he wanted to F this time. That was in Virginia. Adultery cheater. Mom of G is a blanket cheater on her husband to get business and funds out of the Botox treatments. Australia. This woman was supposed to be a friend. When she started having issues in her own marriage, she started moving on to my husband. They had an affair, and she continued. She continued. She continued to stay in touch. She don't care about her kids or mine. She ruined lives. Paige Harrison is a cheater. She cheated on her baby dad and boyfriend of 8 years. She's a huge anger issues and used to as an excuse to F around and cheat. She gets around her work at blah blah blah. As you see, other races of people actually do care. They're exposing men and women. But I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the fact that there will be a woman willing to do all of this and take the stories of people who got cheated on and the cheaters. Now let's read a couple more of them. Adrian Maria, just another Roman who lies and deceive and manipulate people. International. 30-year-old bunker Roman. She has a bad habit of manipulate men for money, whether they single or not. Oh, an Asian chick. Jenny Kingren, okay with destroying the family. She carries on an affair with a married man and father. She knew he was married, and they have talked about it. She don't care. She only cares for herself. No respect and barony of other women. Minnesota. McKay O'Donnell, home wreck with daddy issues. She sleep with married men. She can't connect with guys her own age, so she has to find twice her age. She's a complete snob. Okay, this lady sleeps with married men, particularly the ones she worked with. That meanwhile, that way she can take work trips together. Meanwhile, she pawns her kids off to other people to have a good time. She's a dirty homewrecker. This ugly drug addict fella used to date my fiance back in high school. They had a long distance relationship and only slept together twice. They don't talk for a while. Then she pops up like a effing herpy, talking about how she should dump his current girlfriend and talk about he's dating. Brad is a slob. She loves to F around married bosses. She spread her legs for anyone who pays her bills. She will live with married men as one of her high school said, everyone has a ride. This woman is the worst kind of homeworker. She completely ruined my best friend marathon and got off completely easy. She worked as a vaccination during the pandemic where my friends worked as an ENT. This woman is a single mom. Child is around 13 years old who never been married before and was 13 and was 6 years older than my husband, blah, blah, blah. Look at that. Massachusetts. She's a recruiter and a homewrecker. After confronting and begging her to put herself in my shoes as a mom who fought to keep her family together, she came into our house and slept with my husband on multiple occasions. Tennessee. This woman is dangerous. She ruined my sister's relationship. She sprayed on the boyfriend and husband's blah blah blah, which her husband Kyle, who is bisexual, get involved with her, set it up, blah blah blah. My so-called friend has never had a faithful relationship. Has cheated on every person she's been with. She tried to get pregnant with her current husband and realized it wasn't going to happen. Wanting to have more babies in the world, she tried to turn my husband to be her secret sperm donor, knowing that my husband had a crush on her in the past. He was dumb enough to take a bait. She spent weeks stroking his ego. I was at work, which I moved to the none of the night after I fell asleep, making a move on him after a night where everybody was hanging out. My husband he's no innocent party at this at all. But after 10 years of having a crush on him, or having a crush on her, and her not wanting anything to do with him, he gave up on her. She waited until he was 4 years in a marriage, 6 years together, and decided she want to confess her feelings for him. Dag, wow. Yo, look at this. And these are not story made ups, man. I try to cross check a lot of these stories, and a lot of these chicks don't have social media. They had social medias, but people, caught them off and they had to run from social media. Look, man, I am jealous that women and men get to have a place for cheaters. Why can't black men? What's going on with black men not? What's up with having black men not having a place like this? Why is it white people have a place like this? Cheating scumbag Cannon from Minnesota. Married man who liked to string women along and cheat on his fruit wife like nobody business. Homewrecker, Illinois. She got involved with a married man who was in a 15-year marriage. She knew this. She pretended to be friends with his wife, all while she was plotting to catch a married man. A man who she befriended. Zero has zero morals, and she has also seduced married other men. Don't trust Lexus. She will use you for what she wants. She's a home wrecking boss effing. This for girl to be a good girl, but don't be fooled. She get passed around to all the men in her company, but is known for effing her boss while she had a fiance after as well. Consistently hook up with known men taken who has girlfriend. She try to have her way to the top, but can't keep a man. She will try to take yours. Unsuccessful. She's the type of far girl who will give any guy head and spread her legs no matter if you in a relationship, engaged or married. Watch out. Wow. Wow. But look, they have their own site of cheating women. But I bet you, if a black man started a network like this, I bet you they would take it down and say it was destroying their privacy. Because they don't want people to have morals. I am jealous that a site like this can be up for other races of men and other races of women to show that their men and the women are cheating. I am jealous of this, man. I am jealous of the fact is that they can have a whole site dedicated to exposing thoughts. But where's Brian Solange at? Where's all these guys who say, oh, the women are like this everywhere? The women are pointing out every single woman out there, and they give you the names and they give you what they look like so you can watch out for. See, there's women out here that actually do care. There's women out here, the so-called good women who messed up and went with these loser ass dudes. They're showing what these women are out here. But guess what? Where's the black woman site for this? I told you about Asian women, Latinos, and Indian women and Arab women who would drag out men who cheat on them and women who cheat, who go after married men. There's groups in other countries and other races of women who specifically go after women who like to go after married men and mess up marriages. Where is the male version of this? Tell me. The swimmer, he got caught cheating on his wife, and he was kicked out of the swim team. This was in Japan. This was a male, a voice actor for a whole bunch of anime, and he got caught cheating on his wife, and he tried to take his own life because pretty much he cheated on one of the biggest pop stars out here, and they exposed him. Where's that at in America? Where's the women? Where's the so-called pick-me's who are exposing their friends, or exposing all the women who cheating on their husbands? Because I know they know a few. Where their website at? So I am jealous of other races of men, because they have women who care, and they have women who try to protect marriage and relationships by exposing the men and the women that go after married men and go after married women. This is why a lot of men in SYSBM and passport bros want to go to other countries, because the women seem to know how to keep that values, and know that if they don't assert no type of rules, that's going to turn like America. America and these Western societies and these feminist societies are all examples of what they don't want to be. This is the reason why you idiots don't know that a lot of women from other countries do come over here, and they leave here immediately because they don't like it here. They don't like how the men are treated. They don't like how the women cheat on their husbands and do this and do that, and try to put them in the same kind of category. So I am jealous. And I want you to admit you jealous. I know some of you guys want a family. I know you see some of these Mexicans and Dominicans and Puerto Ricans with their son or their daughters, and you see the woman and you see they kind of happy. You like, oh my God, I wish I had that. Not what these relationships is, where these dudes on here online. Look at, you don't see Mexican men online trying to make fun of single Mexican men. You don't see Asian men online talking shit about single men in Asia. You don't see Latino, you don't see Arab men who sitting there judging and talking shit about Arab men that are single. You only see that with the black community. You only see that with these black idiots that come into space and being married. You don't even see a lot of white guys who are married going into spaces, single men spaces, talking about, I got a wife, I got a wife, I got a wife. I don't know where you guys, you gotta go get a 5 and a 6, and you gotta go bang fat women. And it's, I am jealous, man. And I know you could say it in my comment section. If you could change your race today or tomorrow, would you change your race? Would you change your race so you can get rid of the stigma that you have to deal with these people? Or would you try your best to create your own culture being black, and you take something from every culture, but you can't do it here? Because I can tell you what would happen if a lot of men would try to do something, create something new in this country. There will be a whole bunch of people, and then eventually something will happen, and you will end up either getting arrested over something stupid, or you will have somebody in your own camp sitting there turning against you. Don't believe me? Didn't it happen with the what is it, the Muslims? Didn't it happen with what was it, Malcolm X? So you telling me it won't happen now? Other races know how to use violence to control, but they also know how to breed women who know how to have control over the younger women. I am jealous of that. I am jealous of that, of all that. That's the reason why we go to the third world country, because they're untouched by feminism, and they're untouched by all that crap that y'all been doing over here. The women overseas who live in poor countries, or you want to keep talking 30 feet, they're untouched by this shit because they see what the men had to go through. A selfish man, and I was told this by somebody from another race. A man who is selfish does not build anything but for himself. And a man who's a player cannot be trusted around other people's wives and girlfriends. And a man who don't have a wife or a girlfriend to go to will never build anything because he see no point in doing so. See, other races of men understand that you have to have an incentive. That incentive isn't just you having money and you just sitting on top of your money and enjoying it. Because eventually you're going to want to pursue a relationship. But in a society full of people who you can't trust, and when you make a lot of money, you don't want to be somebody who get feed off of. See, other societies create women so they can pass on something to the next generation, so they can create a lineage. Here, we got a lot of guys who's single, who don't want to get married to none of these women because marriage is a sham, and all types of other stuff. The reason, and this, he told me this too. He said, you having a female in your life will protect you from other females. And it will create a shield that you can use just in case you get in trouble with other females. This is the reason why other races of men have older women to look up to, and women in their family that will beat women's ass for their family, males of their family. It's not one way. It's not one way where the male is going out there fighting for the female. It's one where the female going out there fighting for the male. Because that's what family does. That's what a wife does. That's what a girlfriend does. She fights for her man and fights for her lineage. And even when she has a kid, she fight for her family, rightfully so. There's how many women in Mexico who stood up to the cartels and died when they lost their sons, and they know they was going to die if they fought the cartels, but they fought for their sons, their dead sons. While the women here are crying and whining, but they don't go after the drug dealers and none of that. They wait till the cops do so. They wait till the cops do so. The kids get killed and they go sleep with a thug. Women overseas, their kids get killed, they fight them until they die, until their last breath. Asian women got a tradition of having their families gripping up women. Oh, I saw your wife out there cheating. I grabbed her. She's right here, and here go the man right here. We all got him. Do what you need to do. Chastise her. Strip her down naked. Boom, the pop, bang, bang. You hear sticks and stones and beating on a woman. Yo, man, you cheated on me. You cheated on me. Yeah. And then the woman, her family, his family in the background saying, yeah, you a whore, you doing all that stuff. You divorce him right now. You divorce him right now. You divorce him right now. Get out of our family. Get out of our family. Women of other races actually care about who they have in their family. And women in other cultures will literally disown women who will make them look bad. They will beat them out the family, or they will beat them with tough love to show them that family matters more. But we don't have that. So for people who said, why are you going over these countries? Because they have a stronger system. And guess what? There's videos out here that shows you what they do. It's consequences for dealing with thugs. It's consequences for cheating on men. It's consequences for playing with men's heart. It's consequences for lying on men. And those so-called countries that you talking shit about, it's consequences for these chicks. And this is the reason why a lot of guys go over there. Because we can't do shit because you punk ass dudes who making videos about us saying that, oh yeah, the women are like that all over the world. You shouldn't deal with them. You need to buy a sex doll. You pass for pussy guys. The sex doll industry is rising, huh? You need to date single moms. See, women of other cultures, they always advise their sons never to date a single mom. They always advise their sons not to date a whore. They're a respectable woman, and a lot of other cultures have arranged marriages, or they set up marriages. They go to the family house, and they walk through that house and see what the girl is made of. And I learned that from another culture too. You look at and ask questions that is for dating. You ask the woman what the kind of stuff she buy, and how long she could keep stuff, and how much she lose, and all this other stuff. And it's a good system. It's a good system that you can go and learn a lot based off how these chicks take care of things. What kind of stuff they wear, the makeup they wear, how they go out, their friends, and a family relationship. There's other races of men and women who will literally check you up and down. They will do a whole background check on you, even surprisingly get a medical record on you and see if you crazy or not, or how many, and even get jail records. That's how much they care about their family members. And this is for the males and the females. But the women over here, their moms don't do background checks on their girlfriends. They just accept her. I am jealous of that. And I know some of you are too. It's not the fact that they doing all this, and it's not the fact that they have trashed our name and they got support from the government. Because guess what, man? In Mexico right now, they've been dealing with oppression for the past 40, 50 years, and they still remain having a culture. What is your excuse? What is your excuse where a group of people who've been dealing with violence for almost 40 some years, and they still keep their culture? What is your excuse? In Brazil, violence and drugs and poverty, and they still keep their culture. How about in Arab countries where people are real poor? They still keep their culture. How's it that they can go through some of the worst dangerous things ever, and they still hold on to a culture, hold on to some kind of morals and respect? But you idiots over here will complain about racism and representations, and you do got some points, but at the same time, you don't try to do anything different. You don't try to be the rapper they try to make you out to be. You don't try to be the athlete. You don't try to be something that they think you should be. All the people who want representation and other things, I respect that if you're doing something different. Just like anime, I really do wish that they would have some representation of better black people, because they don't know what they're doing. But you shouldn't ask for representation in America or in the UK or in feminist countries, because they're never going to do it. Your job is to be your own representation. Make your own comic book, or team up with somebody who can make a comic book based off you, and see if it sells. See, it's always workarounds, man. I listen to Brazilian funk music. Those people have to deal with so much shit over there, and they still find some way to laugh and be able to get up the next day. They see people throw themselves off buildings, be depressed, and they still get up and wanna get up for the next day. How they can do it, but we can't, and we in a first world country, somehow the best country in the world, right? How? How is that? All the excuses in the world not to try to make things better, but other races of people have less than us. They have less stores. They have less the ability to walk around the corner and get something to drink, or they have their technology is 5 years behind us. They can't afford video games like that. They're probably playing the same 5 games, but they have more creativity than us. And we're complaining about certain things. Yeah, I understand certain things, but there's a reason why. Oh, you want to go to a third world country? Well, I want to go to I don't want to just go to a third world country. I want to go to a country of people who actually didn't give up, and they still fighting to this day. I want to go to a country of men who actually do find a solution to the men's problems. How is it that every single race of men found the solution to their own problems, and they're trying to get men back? In Japan, they create hentai or love hotels. In Australia, they're pretty much the men already left and they're going to Thailand. In Iceland and in New Zealand, they going overseas without anybody talking crap and none of that. In the Arab, they got they have arranged marriages and other stuff that we're not gonna talk about. But the fact is, they still got it. In India, they got arranged marriages. They trying different things in order to make sure their men is happy, and a man has a woman that he wants. But here, you're still selling concepts that don't work, that's been broken for 60 years. So I am jealous of other races of men, particularly men overseas, because they have found the solutions to their problems and they implement it every single day.